Hello, I'm Jeremy Vine, and this is Panorama. Roughly 500,000 kids in Britain have ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder.
Anymore, eh? Do you think I get it? Punch in the doors, you won't get out.
At least 55,000 of them are treated with medication, many for years at a time.
It keeps me calm and helps me concentrate. That looks good for the doctors.
Now, new research shows drugs may not be the answer.
In the short run, it will help the child behave better. In the long run, it won't. And that information should be made very clear to parents.
Children with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, ADHD, have it tough. They don't just fidget and have a short attention span, they're more likely to fail at school and go to jail. They usually prescribe drugs, and that has led to the so-called Ritalin generation. But now some are asking whether we haven't let that generation down.
It's an important day for Craig Buxton. He's due in court this morning, accused of assaulting 3 of his school teachers. He's 14.
Craig, come on, son, we've got to get up. Come on, matey.
Oh, off knobheads.
Hey, that's naughty.
Come on.
Craig, I don't want you to swear again,
No
please.
way!
Come on, son. Hey! Pack it in.
What's your worst case scenario?
There is a chance that he could be sent away for up to 4 months, which we don't want because that would only do him damage. He could not cope, and what if he was locked up? That would be the end of Craig. You know, I'd say he would go suicidal.
Are you all ready then for court? What do you think's going to happen?
What do you hope's going to happen? I mean, you're in trouble, aren't you?
Yeah.
And you can't like being in trouble. That can't be a good feeling. Is it?
No. If we don't get the help for him now, forget it. It's not going to happen, and it's such a shame because he can be a lovely boy. He can.
This is Craig, aged 6, already a mini tornado wrecking everything in his path. I first met him in 2000 at home in Stoke-on-Trent. He'd been diagnosed with the behavioural condition ADHD and was taking Ritalin, a powerful stimulant which can calm ADHD symptoms, but it can also disrupt appetite, sleep, and has even been linked to suicide.
I thought long and hard before saying, yeah, medication's got to be the only thing. And it was the only thing. But with a drug this powerful, you can't mess about with it.
7 years ago, Ritalin was all that was on offer to bring some normality to family life. And early on, it seemed to calm Craig down. What's happened since? Craig and his family agreed last summer to record on video the highs and the lows of living with ADHD.
I'll get my hair off. Oh, you get yours difficulty. Stop it. I want to go on the computer.
You're not going on the computer. You can scream and shout and swear as much as you want.
Well, I get angry for no reason. I get angry because I take my tablets. I get angry because I've got no friends. It's like Big Brother, this is.
He's broke down and he's cried and he's, you know, when he gets into situations says, why am I like this, Mum? I don't want to feel like this. I don't want to be like this. You know, help me. And all I can do is go back to the doctors and say, look, you know, is there anything more you can do? All they say is, well, we're doing what we can.
Craig takes Concerta now, a slow-release version of Ritalin that's supposed to moderate his behaviour all day. But the effects aren't always that obvious.
Got one? Come on, son, get him, man. Got to stop now you caught one.
big bitch.
Hey, who's swearing?
Have you got a problem?
Who?
Him?
Why?
Just keep staring.
Stop swearing, and he isn't staring at you. He's terrible at times, lad. Terrible. The family life that we have got with having Craig is very, very poor. He controls anything and everything. We all suffer, the whole family suffer for it. We can't plan anything. We've got to see how Craig is on that, well, at that minute. We can't say that day, you've got to say that minute.
A day out with his mum and stepdad at Alton Towers. Craig's had his medication, and kids with ADHD get a priority wristband here, so there are none of the frustrations of queuing.
Right, well, what's happening? You show me where it is.
You know where it freaking is?
Hang on.
It's
There, right.
But still, Craig is impulsive and very impatient.
You're getting back on again. No, you're coming on. Are you? I'm going on. Oh my God, for God's sake.
So you don't feel nervous?
You are scared of this. This is pussy right there.
Is that good, son?
Go on again. Mum. What? Can you see him stand?
Frustration only turns to anger when we force him to sit still for half an hour.
It can be very embarrassing at times because you're attracting people's attention with Craig's behaviour, and it's so embarrassing. You know, you don't really want to bring in places like this all the time because
You can't be arsed, come.
you're highlighting the problems.
It isn't, Craig.
We're wasting time now.
What do you mean, wasting time?
Because I won't go back on some rides.
Emotionally, Craig often behaves more like a toddler than a teenager. He's been on medication since nursery school, yet still he has little self-control. In fact, sometimes it's as if nothing has changed.
Do you remember?
Now Craig's older, he's harder to restrain. His outbursts can be a threat to others, but more often to himself. He's just been told he can't go fishing and is threatening to kill himself.
Go out, damn good door, Alan!
Downing.
No, Craig.
His mum calls social services and her GP for help, but neither can come and see Craig. Instead, an emergency prescription for 2 tranquilizers is issued. But after taking them, Craig's still angry. Then he loses it. Big time.
Do you think I give a shit?
Do what you want. You're getting out, mate, with your bloody tantrums and behaviour.
Yeah.
Leave him. No. Come out. No. Touch me. Don't touch me, Alan. Don't. Leave the windows. Don't touch me, mate. I'm being serious. Just don't touch me anymore. Just don't touch me.
You better take your hands off your dad now. Get in there. Get in. Yeah?
Get up them stairs.
Get me, Willie. Go on.
Get up them stairs.
Get me, Willie.
He's smashing his head in the front door. Ridiculous this is. I've been to the doctors and about, 15 minutes ago we gave him 2 diazepam. He gave me some diazepam to give him, and they've given me his melatonin.
Do you know why you're angry sometimes? Or does it just sort of builds up?
Yeah.
And does that happen when you've taken the pills as well?
Yeah, and I don't want to eat.
Don't want to eat. Would you be happier if you could find a way not to take the medication?
Yeah.
What difference would that make to you, do you think?
Loads. The family.